Here we go. Peace, everybody. My name is Kemet High. Y'all already know what time of the week it is. We're here for another episode of The Break Live. This week's guest, one of Atlanta's prominent street poets, he goes by the name of Hunxho. I know y'all are familiar. Y'all definitely have been hearing his music. His motion is getting bigger and bigger by the month. He's got a new project out right now called 22. So yeah, we're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna talk about his come up in the game so far. We'll get into his new project, what he has next for 2023, and all that jazz. So keep it locked. I'm gonna see if he's in the mix. Yo,
What's up, brother?
Hunxho, what's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Straight up. How you doing? How you living?
All right, you good?
Yeah, no complaints on my end. My name is Kemet. You already know we acquainted at this point, but appreciate you for pulling up to the show.
Yeah, most definitely.
For sure. How you been feeling since the project has been out? What you been up to?
I ain't gonna lie, I've been feeling good. We doing great. Like everybody fucking well.
Yeah.
It ain't none less than what I expect. It's really more than what I expect.
For sure. Straight like that. All right, let's go ahead and start from the top, man. I want to get into a little bit of your upbringing, get into the inaugural point of your story. So off rip, what side of Atlanta did you grow up on?
The east side of Atlanta, Second Arrow.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about that. What was it like over there?
I mean, it's really just like any typical hood. You feel me? Like it was just us though. Like I say, my age and younger. Like I'm 23 now, but like everybody was around, and we was just figuring it out, doing what we had to do. You feel me? We really got no big dogs and nothing like that. Doing what we had to do, doing what we had to do. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. I know you kind of detailed this in the intro to 22, but how would you describe your childhood? Like, what were some things that stuck with you that when you look back at, you remember from your early days?
For my childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know, it was. I ain't gonna say for me. Like my childhood was straight. Like personally,
Mm-hmm.
but my mama, it was hard. You feel me? But you know, as a kid, you ain't worried about no money. Like, but just saying, my mama go through what she went through. You feel me? It just make me want to go hard. You feel me?
Absolutely. No, that makes a lot of sense. I was gonna ask down the line, like, what's your biggest motivation? You think it started back then, or is something that kind of put a new battery in your back as you got older?
Started back then, like the struggle for real.
Yeah. Real talk, real rap. I know you was into basketball too. You got the NBA hype, but I gotta ask, like, how would you describe your game back then? Now you can answer either way it goes, but yeah, how would you describe your game on the court?
Yeah, man. I'm like Michael Jordan or something, man.
Pop your shit.
Right.
Yeah, respect to it. All right, let's tap into the music a little bit. So as you're growing up, obviously you're experiencing the struggle. Atlanta is obviously huge for music, for culture in general. Who was somebody, whether it's like artists, songs, albums, like who would a young Hunxho have put on the aux back then?
Put on the outs.
Yeah, if I passed it to you, like who are you listening to?
Back then, when I was coming up, you know, it wasn't too long ago. We were listening to Thor. We were listening to Rich. We were listening to Baby. Really, everybody coming up around that time, like everybody who was hot around that time when Thug and Rich Homie was.
Facts. Nah, what a time. What a time. I was like mid 2010s. I feel like 2010s was a crazy era. I don't even know if people realize it at this point, but yeah, that was a great time for music.
I ain't talking about that old right there. I was like 10 years old. I talking about like 20. I'd say like 2016, 2015. I was like 16, 15 then.
Straight up. Hell yeah. So what made you, obviously listening to all these different artists in the city that's popping off, kind of taking it from the streets to a mainstream level? What made you decide to rap? Like, what was it that made you, decide to try your hand on the mic?
I mean, I really just tried it. Like, you don't never know. Like, I ain't never really knew I know I wanted to play basketball, but I ain't know if I want to go to the NBA now. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It was like me trying shit, hoping it work. You feel me? That's that's really how my whole life been. I just been trying to open it work. Even now with this rap, like I really don't be too much planning shit. Like I just really just going, hoping it work. I just tried and I was hard with it, but I started taking it serious after I came like 2020. I went to jail. I was gone the whole 2019. I started taking it serious.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's interesting though. You talk about throwing darts at the board. Obviously, you hit a couple bullseyes. I'm curious to know, like, what would you say was your welcome to the industry moment? Like, what moves or songs got you some traction at first?
I say let's get it. Let's get it. That was my first one. Like that got me traction. Then I say highly performing, and then now it's just 48 Laws of Power that been on my album 22.
Ooh, yeah, that's one of the ones. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into Let's Get It in a second. But let me go back, my bad. What was the first track you ever laid down? Like after you decided to, start hopping in a booth, what was the very first song that you ever recorded?
First song I ever recorded.
Yeah, you remember?
I can't even remember.
Be like that.
I can't. I make so much music, like my music get lost. Like I don't even be. Sometimes I don't even remember my song. 'Cause I make so much music.
Yeah. Now I was gonna say you drop a lot, so I'm not even surprised that you don't remember. Obviously, you always got a frequent output, so I get that for sure. Um, 2020, like you said, that was like the year that your breakout track came out. You was out of jail at that point. You obviously have a great team behind you, and at 300, that's obviously one of the best labels in the game right now. What year did you sign with them, and like why were they a good fit for your vision?
I signed with them in 2022. When I
Okay.
signed, before I signed with them, like every label was reaching out to me. Like I think they were reaching out because of Let's Get It, but they weren't too much saying it. But every label was trying to sign me for real. Like I had every artistry, but they all sound the same though. Like every label sound like I ain't talking bad on no label or nothing. You feel me?
Of course.
But everybody sounded the same. Like the 300 was like the only people who really sounded genuine. So I just went with them.
Mm, absolutely. And y'all already know the lineage, the roster that's attached to 300. I think you fit very well into that just in terms of trailblazers, tone setters. Let's go into Let's Get It a little bit. Like, what do you remember about putting that track together?
Let's
That
get
obviously moved the needle for you. Yeah.
let's get it. Like that was on it was on a late night. I say I already recorded all the songs I wanted to record. You feel me? Like when I made the beat, I was playing. Like I was trying. I really wasn't trying to make no hit. Like I was trying to show 'em that I can do a song to any kind of beat. You feel me? Because Let's Get It kind of beat is not my kind of beat. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I be paying shit. You feel me? So boom, found the beat on YouTube, straight off YouTube. I was like, I'm just finna say whatever on here, and I begged for it. So boom, I did it. Took to it, posted for a little minute, took it down, but later on, it leaked. The song ended up um, and kids were dancing to it. That's how it really took off. Like,
Ah, for sure, for sure. And then it was obviously upgraded with a remix from 21 Savage. How did you secure, y'all obviously both from the East Side, but how did you secure that feature from him? Like, what did that look like? The process of getting him on wax to hop on that track.
uh, he hit me on Instagram. I think he had sent me some fire emojis, right? But
Mm-hmm.
we already like some of his bros, my bros already, you feel me? Like we already mutual, like our 5 team, we already mutual. So when he reached out, I hit him back. I said, what I got to do to get it, like, I got straight to it. You feel me? And then I think, yeah, it's like when we putting it out or something, but eventually he ended up getting on it though. But yeah, we out there. You feel me? Like my bro, R5. I guess he kept
Yeah, yeah, real talk. I mean, the track obviously went up millions on millions of streams. Definitely introduced, I think, the world to who you are as an artist. Is obviously already buzzing in the city. But one thing about you is that that's when a lot of people got hit to you. But you've been working at it. Like consistency is really key for you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but then your first project dropped in like 2017.
I don't know. even know. I think so though. I think that's when I started rapping. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and your foot, you know, when you've been able to, your foot has been on the gas since then. Like, why is that important for you to keep feeding your fans music instead of sitting back and kind of letting stuff marinate, you know, as some artists do?
I ain't gonna lie, cause like I just feel like it's about. I really feel like it's about getting into them back to back. You feel me? Cause like we're in a new day and age. You feel me? Ain't nobody really finna get to the same song. Man.
Facts.
They want to. They want to see. They want to see you elevate. They want to see you get harder. They want to see the new shit what you've been working on. You feel me? So I just get back to back. I'm personally ain't no nigga who finna sit down and listen to the same song for months straight. You feel me? So I wouldn't make them do it. You feel me? I'm get back to back harder.
Yeah, straight like that. Nah, I respect that from your perspective because you're absolutely right. People attention spans is shorter now than ever. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you could be laying in your own bed if you don't drop with enough frequency. So that makes a lot of sense. What would you say was the biggest difference between your artistry in like 2017 when you first started up to now? Like, I feel like I could hear the difference. But yeah, how would you describe that?
I probably elevated my sound. Like my sound way better. You feel me? I ain't know how to. I use auto tune a lot, but I ain't really know how to work my voice. I started using auto tune because I didn't like my voice for real. But like now, I done turned it to something like I learned how to perfect. It ain't all the way there, but it's almost all the way there. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, real talk. Sure, you sound comfortable in it. Especially on your new project, 22, dropped March 22nd, at 222, 22 tracks on there. Why is that number 22? Like, why is that important to you?
Cause 22 is the block, second hour, 2200. You feel me?
Really?
That's what we came up at. You feel me? And then 22, like the year 2022, and when I was 22 years old, like that's when a lot changed for me. You feel me? I had my son. I signed my deal, and my RICO case was over with. In 22.
Mm-hmm. All real rap. Now that makes a lot of sense. Speaking of which, like, how would you say fatherhood has shifted like the course of your life? Because people say when you have a kid, everything gonna change, but I feel like you don't know until the kid is actually here. So yeah, how did that change things for you?
I ain't gonna lie, just like I mean, I've been going hard, but shit, it just made me go 10 times harder. You feel me? Like, gotta get him air, gotta give him everything. Like, he want anything he want, whatever he want, gotta be able to do that. You feel me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can get that. I gotta make that.
Most definitely, it's a big responsibility. I want to go into a couple of the songs on 22. Just on that note, like you mentioned earlier, 38 Laws of Power, tough as hell, straight heat rock. You had a theme, you stuck with it the whole way. It wasn't one bar wasted in terms of quality. What's the story on how that came to life? Like, what do you remember about the studio session and laying that down, and even just coming up with the concept to say, I'm gonna take it 48, stick to the code type rules right here.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a late song. Like, I made that late. I probably made it like 2 days for the tape. Like the tape was really I already turned in, but I had made it like 2 days before it was supposed to be uploaded to the site. You feel me?
Mm,
Made, like, took a song off, added that on there. But when I was making it though, it was like it don't never take me too long to make songs. It just be like a matter of what I want to go with. Before I even said it, rule number one, I was like I put other shit on there. Like, nah, I take it out. Let me put this on there. Then I just went with rule number one, rule number two, rule number three. You feel me? It's just a matter of me picking the right rule. You feel what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
really like it ain't really like me just telling everybody to do this. It's really like a reminder to myself. You feel me? That I'm supposed to, how I'm supposed to be moved, what I'm supposed to be on.
Mm-hmm. Nah, real talk. It's like a new school version of Biggie's 10 Crack Commandments. Straight facts. Like I think everybody resonate with that track. Your fans in the comments right now saying that's the one. So now you did your thing with that. One thing I've heard in that tracker is like, or that track, excuse me, is I really appreciate like your perspective. You obviously you beat cases, you cheated death, you kind of surpassed the system of poverty. Like, how are you able to stay motivated and jump over hurdles that are as tall as mountains to some other people? Like, what would you chalk it up to?
Yeah, what you just said, that's how motivation somebody need right there.
Mm,
Oh, like, nigga ain't trying to go back to where he was at. Nigga ain't trying to go back to jail. Nigga ain't trying to go back broke. Nigga, feel me? Go back to doing what he had to do to make money. Feel me?
yeah, yeah, sir. straight like that. Also, as heard on 2022, your beats are really soulful. Like I caught a was it Anthony Hamilton and Charlene that was in Looking for Love, and I feel like that's something that really stuck out with me. I think it pairs really great with your role as a street poet. So where does that come from? Like, what's your relationship like with old school music or just soulful vibes in general that you pair with the street shit?
That's my favorite music. Like that's my favorite kind of music. That's what I ride to. I don't ride the new day music. I did back in the day when I was like younger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I ride to the like I ain't gonna say old school, but I ride to the other. When I ride, I listen to Anthony Hamilton. I listen to India Arie. I listen to Giveon too. I listen to Boris. Like,
All right, yeah.
shit. I listen to Tupac. Like that's what I ride to. So when I heard that Anthony Hamilton, I was like, this what I listen to anyway. I gotta do
Mm-hmm.
it. I dropped the that song already before with the Anthony Hamilton sample on there. You feel me? But I ended up having to take it down. But everybody was hearing me like, where that song get? Where that song get? I'm like, man, I got to put it on this project. So boom. My team, Hamilton. Anthony Hamilton really DM me. So he DM me. I
Oh,
already.
what?
Oh yeah, before my team reached out, yeah, DM me like he fought with the rep. So boom,
Ah,
DM me, and then my team ended up reaching out to him. He ended up cleaning the record for us, and we put it on the album.
jeez. That's super dope. You got the cosign from the man himself. You know, I don't usually go like that.
Nah,
Gotta respect it.
went crazy.
Um, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yo, Hunter, I got a few more questions. Just to kind of wrap it up, like for people that obviously 22 is a statement in itself, but for people that are just now getting hip to you, maybe from other parts of the country, like what are 3 projects or 3 songs that you would say that they should start with?
Me, you know, I'm more of a. I don't really like taking it all the way back. So I'm gonna just go with the new. Like I'm gonna go with 22. Or listen to that.
He,
Listen, Humble the Devil, and listen to Street Poetry.
thanks. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I heard it straight like that for the new fans. One thing I gotta ask you before we wrap, I know we talked a little bit about it before, but just the music scene in Atlanta has obviously been golden since the very beginnings. Right now, it's a lot of new acts popping up, like a changing of the guards. How would you say you stick out in this scene?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, I ain't gonna say I'm like the new wave, but I'm like the future. You feel me? Like ain't nobody just rapping like me. You feel me? Ain't nobody putting it how I'm putting it. You feel me? I ain't gonna say ain't nobody. I just know what I'm doing.
Yeah, real talk. Can't deny that. How do you want your legacy in rap to be remembered? Like in the city that you seem like you already got it on lock, but beyond that as well, like when it's all said and done.
I want
Yeah,
to remember me like that. Remember Paul, Michael Jackson, something like that.
legend, legend. Respect that, respect that. My last question to you, what's next? What else you got going for 2023? Obviously your new project's out, you got some videos out, but yeah, what can people look forward to?
Next, we finna get out these videos for these songs on the album. And then right after that, I'm coming back with another project. Me and Southside.
Mm-hmm. Straight like that. Hell yeah. Damn, that's about to be heat. All right. All right, for sure. Yo, Hunter, that was all I have for you. Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say to the people before we wrap?
Everything, G, my brother. Appreciate
Yeah, nah, I appreciate you for taking the time. And again, congrats on a new project. Y'all go check that out.
you.
Straight up.